Today, I am going to talk about the subconscious mind because I was made aware that in a lot of my videos, I keep saying that whatever you impress on your subconscious mind has to be expressed in the physical reality. And if I wanted to talk more about it, and of course I will, and yes, it's true, I say that a lot. And in this video, I am going to explain to you why. Hopefully help you understand why it's important and also help you make the process easier for you. I believe that first of all, you don't have to understand the mechanics and the technicalities of manifestation in order for it to work for you. If you apply the methods that work, it will work whether or not you understand it. But I find that, at least for me, when I understand how things happen, I tend to both believe in it more, and the persistence becomes easier because you know why you're doing it. But long story short, you could just know that if you repeat, for example, an affirmation, it will just manifest in your physical reality, and that's enough information, to be honest, to manifest. But we are going to go deeper with this subconscious part of our mind in this video. Before I do that, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and share it with people that you think might benefit from it. And let's start. So, why is it so important that whatever you impress on your subconscious mind expresses in your physical reality? Because that's essentially how manifestation works. Not just manifestation, that's essentially how we experience life, whether we know it or not. Us blessed ones, I guess, who figure out that we manifest our reality and that we can control what we manifest, we know that that's how it works. But even if you didn't know, even back when you didn't know, I didn't know, that was still the way it was working. Whatever is in your subconscious mind has to be expressed. That's how it works. Therefore, if you want to experience something in the physical, it needs to be a reality in your mind first, and not just your mind, but it needs to get into your subconscious mind. That is what happens when you repeat something, and this is why repetition is so crucial. Now, the subconscious mind, from what I have read and heard from psychologists, for example, by the way, if there are any psychologists watching this, I would be very interested in knowing your opinion on the subconscious mind. So please comment on the video. I would really appreciate that. But from what I understand from the things that I have read and heard, is that from the point of view of psychology, the subconscious mind is this dark and unknown place that you can attain maybe through hypnosis and stuff like that. Now, since we are talking about manifestation, if you ask someone like Neville Goddard, for example, from his perspective and the way he explains it, the subconscious mind, first of all, yes, it's infinite. It holds every information that you might ever need or not need. It's the all-inclusive part of you. And it is the place where you can gain information from, for example, if any information that it's manifested, right? You can manifest any information. It comes through your subconscious. Joseph Murphy says that, and by the way, I have done this way before I knew manifestation. I didn't know what I was doing. This is something that I myself have done, and you can test it even for fun. This is a fun thing. You can use it for important things also, but sometimes it's also fun to experience the power of your own mind. And so Joseph Murphy says that, for example, if you need an information about something, you want to understand something, you need an answer to something, before going to sleep, you can ask your subconscious to give you that information, to bring you that information. Knowing how manifestation works, I suggest that you do in the form of affirmations. For example, thank you for giving me this information. Thank you for giving me the answer to this. And Murphy says that your subconscious can give you the answer through your dreams. This happens to a lot of people, also scientists. Like I know, or I have read that both Einstein and Nikola Tesla would do this in order to have the solution to their problems that they were dealing with. I would realize the answer or the solution or whatever in the morning. That's how it would happen to me. I don't remember receiving answers in my dreams, but when I would wake up, something would click whenever I have done this. So that's what the subconscious can do, and your subconscious can do anything that you desire it to do. And for us conscious manifestors, something important about this is that, for example, when you are experiencing something unwanted, and I know that I have several videos talking about limiting beliefs, how to find limiting beliefs. And yes, when you have a limiting belief and you specifically know what it is, you change it, that's the process of manifestation. But there are times when you are dealing with a problem and you don't know what the limiting belief is. Neville Goddard, again, back to Neville Goddard, he says that, and you know, all you conscious manifestors, I think you know this to be true because you have experienced this. He says that you don't have to go back and figure out when it started, what belief you have exactly, even though he's really big on revision. That's a topic for another video, but revision is one way of doing things. There are millions of ways of doing the one thing that is needed for us to manifest something, which is getting the new idea, the desired situation into our subconscious. So you don't need to go back and figure out where it started, who gave you that limiting belief, what limiting belief it exactly is, because you have it right in front of you. And this is the part that I was getting at when I started talking about how in psychology, again, please, if there are any psychologists watching this or any one of you really interested in psychology who knows better, please correct me in the comments. But again, my impression from psychology of the subconscious mind is that it's this dark and unknown place. Neville Goddard would argue and say, it's not so unknown because you have the experience right in front of you. Anything that is in your subconscious mind has to be expressed, so you are experiencing it in the physical. That's how manifestation works. That's how we experience life. So if you're struggling with finding your limiting beliefs about a situation, just look at it. What's the problem? And how does it make you feel? That's your limiting belief. You change the story, however you change it, whatever technique you use to change it. That's, again, a process of manifestation. So how do you impress the subconscious mind? Because again, I keep repeating that once it's impressed, it has to be expressed. Repetition. The only time that I know of that you don't need a lot of repetition is when you don't have an opposing belief. You might have noticed with some of your manifestations that it's taking a long time. For a long time, nothing is really happening. That is when you have an opposing story that is active, it keeps coming up. And this is why you want to repeat the desired outcome more than you repeat the old one. The old story is not something that you repeat on purpose. Obviously, it comes up on its own. But if if every time it comes up, you turn it into your desired outcome, the result will be that you repeated the desired outcome more than you repeated the current unwanted situation. So therefore, we can't really avoid repetition, again, unless there is no opposing story. Those things that manifest very quickly, and it doesn't matter whether it's big or small or important or non-important or neutral or whatever, those that manifest quickly are those we don't have a story about that contradicts what we just affirmed or imagined. And you might have noticed that with the important areas of your life, love, money, health, love, or just any relationship, self-concept, which is included in everything you manifest, those are areas where you have some sort of a story, and that is the only reason a manifestation is taking a long time, because it comes up, especially if you give the old story time and place in your mind, you entertain it, that's going to make it take longer. So do yourself a favor and disregard the old story. Make it be what it is. Just an old story, limiting beliefs, nothing you need in order to create something else. Something that makes the repetition of be it an affirmation or any other technique easier is when you calm your mind. What Neville Goddard calls SATS, state akin to sleep. And that is really not a big deal. It's not difficult to achieve, and you don't need to get too technical with it and go crazy about figuring out am I in a state akin to sleep, am I in the right state or whatever. Start with playing around with just relaxing your mind. If you have to meditate, meditate. If you have to listen to some calming music, do that. Or do whatever you need to do in order to calm your mind, relax, and then bring in the scene or the affirmation even. From this place, the reason it makes it sort of effortless and easier is because what you are calming is that part of your mind that holds all the limitations, which is the conscious part of your mind, the conscious mind, the one that contradicts your desires, the one that comes up with all the evidence of why you can't have what you want to have. So that is the part that you calm down when you calm your mind. You can't calm down your subconscious mind. You can't switch it off. It's always at work, but with the conscious mind, you can do it. It's going to shut it up so that you can do your work. So if you can do this, this is very helpful, but not necessary. If this is not your thing, if you just don't have time during the day, you can manifest anything without taking any time off your day, without doing anything differently in the physical. The subconscious mind likes repetition. The subconscious mind likes when you are affirmative, when you command even, when you are grateful. I have a video. I have a video where I talk about how to use gratitude in order to manifest. I'm going to link it up here and in the description box below. And that's essentially it. That this is what you need to know about the subconscious mind in order to be able to manifest. In order for you to experience something, it needs to get into the subconscious mind. You can get anything into your subconscious mind through repetition. And by the way, I'm going to challenge you to do your affirmations with focus on them. I know this goes against all the robotic affirming theme that is quite active for a long time on YouTube, but please take the challenge and focus on your affirmations and see what difference it makes. I want you to test this and see it for yourself. And yes, and also if there's something on your subconscious mind, you are going to experience it. That's the law. This is the law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true is going to be true in your physical reality. So if you have a limiting belief about something, it's going to be right in front of you in the 3D. The problems you're dealing with are your limiting beliefs. The unwanted, annoying situations you're dealing with are your limiting beliefs. Those can be very generic and very specific. And yeah, I think this was all I wanted to say about the subconscious mind. It's a wonderful place. It's the all-knowing, all-powerful part of you. That is where you have your power. But you don't need to think in terms of subconscious. You just need to think in terms of imagination. What am I entertaining in my mind during the day? If you can answer this question, you know where to limit your thoughts, where to entertain more. And I really hope this was helpful. I really hope this was encouraging for everyone watching this to persist in their manifestation, because again, once again, I want to repeat this. This is law. If you repeat the thing enough, it needs to get into the subconscious mind and manifest. It has no choice but manifest. You can use this against your doubts. If you have doubts coming up and saying you can't have this, just tell it that if I repeat this enough times, it's going to manifest regardless of you. So, hope this was helpful. Subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.